I am Alfred, a simple alpaca from the rolling hills of, well, wherever alpacas come from. Little did I know that fate had other plans for me. It was a day like any other. The grass was green, the sky was blue, and I was contentedly chewing my cud. You see, we alpacas lead simple lives. Eat, sleep, repeat, maybe have the occasional staring contest with a llama. Exciting stuff. But on this particular day, as I was pondering the deep philosophical question of whether the grass is truly greener on the other side, the earth trembled. At first, I thought it was just my stomach rumbling. It wouldn't be the first time. But no, this was different. On the horizon, I saw them. 10 massive Bombard towers, their cannons gleaming in the sun. Now, I'm no expert in medieval warfare, but I'm pretty sure those things weren't standard farm equipment. And behind them, an army of Amazon archers, their bows drawn and ready. 30 pairs of fierce eyes locked onto me. 30! I haven't had that much attention since that time I accidentally wandered into a petting zoo. Now, I'm not one for violence. My kind are lovers, not fighters. We prefer to settle our differences with a good spit-off. The first volley of arrows darkened the sky. It was like a very pointy, very deadly rain. I dodged and weaved, my woolly coat barely grazed. Thank goodness for all those yoga classes. Downward dog? More like downward alpaca. The Bombard towers opened fire, their cannonballs whistling past my ears. This was not how I planned to spend my Tuesday. I mean, usually my biggest challenge is deciding which patch of grass to eat first. Now I'm dodging cannonballs? Talk about escalation. I charged forward, my hooves thundering across the battlefield. Well, as thundering as alpaca hooves can be. More of a determined clip-clop, really? But what could one alpaca do against such might? I'm not exactly built for battle. No claws, no fangs, just a lot of fluff and attitude. That's when it hit me. Not an arrow or a cannonball, thankfully, but an idea. I am an alpaca, and alpacas have a secret weapon. It's not something we like to brag about. It's not exactly dinner party conversation. But desperate times call for desperate measures. I took a deep breath, felt the familiar gurgle in my throat, and let loose. My aim was true, my spit legendary. Now I know what you're thinking. Spit? Really? But let me tell you, when it comes to alpaca spit, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. One by one, the Amazon archers fell, their bows rendered useless by my saliva projectiles. They tried to wipe it off, but alpaca spit is like nature's superglue. Once it's on, it's not coming off without a fight. The Bombard towers, confused by this unconventional attack, began to falter. Their aim grew wild and desperate. I guess they don't cover what to do when attacked by a spitting alpaca in Bombard Tower School. Major oversight, if you ask me. With a mighty battle cry, or whatever noise alpacas make in the heat of battle, I charged the nearest tower. It was a sound somewhere between a bleat and a war horn. Majestic? Probably not. Terrifying? Absolutely. My powerful legs, built for traversing mountain paths, now served a new purpose. I kicked and the tower crumbled. Who knew all those years of practicing my roundhouse kicks would finally pay off? Take that, Mom. Karate lessons weren't a waste of time after all. The battlefield fell silent. Archers retreated, towers toppled, and there I stood, victorious, if a bit winded. I mean, I was breathing harder than that time I tried to chase a squirrel. Note to self, squirrels are faster than they look. Who would have thought? Alfred the Alpaca, conqueror of armies, defender of, well, myself, I suppose. It's not like I had a kingdom to protect, unless you count my favorite grazing spot, which now that I think about it, I absolutely do. As I surveyed the aftermath, I couldn't help but wonder, is this my destiny? Am I now Alfred the Alpaca, warrior extraordinaire? I mean, it has a nice ring to it. Certainly beats Alfred the Alpaca, pretty good at eating grass. Or am I just an alpaca who had a really, really weird day? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. I could really use a nap and some fresh grass right about now. Saving the day is hungry work. So there you have it. The tale of how one ordinary alpaca faced extraordinary odds and came out on top. Remember, folks, never underestimate the power of an alpaca with a dream and a really good spit. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with a field of particularly tasty-looking clover. This hero needs his beauty sleep.